Hi all, Blizzbear here. Today I'll be bringing you my top 10 list of the hardest trophies to acquire in Uncharted 2. Just like in Uncharted 1, this list will include the extended trophies found in the Uncharted collection. Well, let's get started. Honorable mentions: 30 kills, RPG 7, Dynamite Master, Supernatural Born Killers, and Expert and Master Fortune Hunter trophies. Number 10. Charted Hard. While this is probably a shock to many, you may be thinking, Blizzbear, you're starting out with Charted Hard. Does this mean every trophy is ranked high in difficulty? Or shouting, wait, no way, it's easily in the top 5? To answer the first question cryptically, not necessarily. To answer the second, I will say, okay, maybe for some people it would land in their top 5, but not mine. If I were to rate this on a temperature scale, I would say this is warm, heading towards chilled. For me, this difficulty just wasn't all that difficult. I found Uncharted 1's hard mode significantly more challenging than this is, so much so that this trophy barely even made this list. Difficulty 5.9 out of 10. Number 9. Bullet Train from Hell. For this trophy, you need to beat Chapter 13 Locomotion in under 7 minutes. Now, I'll admit at first I thought this would be quite challenging because of how difficult it can be in campaign, but that was before I realized you can skip quite a few encounters by just racing across the top of the train. After realizing this, I was able to finish this in around 5 minutes. Difficulty 6 out of 10. Number 8. Quick Jaunt Through a War Zone. For this trophy, you need to best Chapter 5 Urban Warfare in less than 7 minutes and 30 seconds. After a few retries, I snagged this trophy with a sub 7 minute time. I haven't found any super speed tricks here, regrettably, so it just boils down to blitzing through it. Difficulty 6.7 out of 10. Number 7. Master Chief Collection. Welp, the Collectathon is back and more annoying than previously. You need to collect all 100 treasures in the Relic Finder, which is a giant pain, even with a guide. On the plus side, those doing things blind here have it a bit easier compared to Uncharted 1, because they can check their progress on trophy hunting in the chapter select screen. Which is a huge improvement in my opinion. That said, this trophy is just too tedious for my liking. Difficulty 7.3 out of 10. Number 6. YOLO Fortunately. You have to best the final chapter without dying on normal or above. I find this trophy to be much harder than Uncharted 1's counterpart. This chapter is basically you versus the final boss, but that's all that is needed to prevent you from getting the precious! Anyway, yeah, the final boss is quite the challenge even on normal. Difficulty 8 out of 10. Number 5. Staying Dry. Beat Chapter 3 Borneo in under 6 minutes and 30 seconds for this trophy. I strongly believe that this chapter should have been the gold speedrun trophy, not the quick jaunt through a war zone trophy. A silver trophy? Really, game? Anywho, in terms of time, there's not much wiggle room here, and if you're like me, you'll get this with less than 15 seconds to spare. Difficulty 8.4 out of 10. Number 4. Charted Crushing. Best the game on crushing to earn this trophy. This trophy was really fun for me. It featured excellent difficulty, lacked cheapness, and flowed well. I suppose it helps that this is my favorite of the 3 games too. On to the difficulty. Some segments were ramped up significantly from hard mode, such as a decent chunk of Chapter 13 Locomotion. I had to adapt and change strategies to that chapter. Also, the final boss was extremely challenging, taking me in excess of 25 attempts to triumph over. Dear lord, what a terrifying final boss that was. Difficulty 8.5 out of 10. Number 3. Steel Fist Expert. Once again, we have the Steel Fist Expert trophy, and once again, my brother unlocked it. This trophy is unlocked the same way as it was in Uncharted 1. I'm not entirely sure where to rank this. I say this because my brother Steel Fist through quite a few sections, and while watching him, it looked as if sometimes it was easier, and other times not so much, compared to Uncharted 1. So I don't know, I think I'll just call them even in terms of difficulty. So, difficulty 8.9 out of 10. Number 2. Neater for Speeder. Beat a continuous speed run in less than 3 hours and 30 minutes of this trophy. Now 3.5 hours may seem generous, but no, it goes by rapidly. This trophy is also very devious. You'll plod through the game thinking you have a good time on the clock, only to reach the last third of your trek and watch your time get completely wrecked by long chapters. It's crazy. This trophy will require some serious dedication to achieve. I'd start by looking at some YouTube videos. This should give you a good game plan. From here on, it's about your own execution and fine-tuning your skills to succeed. Good luck with this harsh trophy, folks. Difficulty 10 out of 10. Number 1. Charted Brutal. This trophy tasks you with beating enormously challenging Brutal mode. This difficulty is chock full of BS. Unfortunately, with the tsunami of BS that this mode sends at you, it's hard to pinpoint the worst BS moments. However, one does immediately spring to mind here. The Chapter 13 locomotion checkpoint with the M4 guy stationed a mile away that can one-shot you within milliseconds of restarting that god-awful checkpoint. The worst checkpoint ever. And I don't just mean from this game, but across all 3 Uncharted games in this collection. Then you have battles such as the Dig Mega battle that initially made me perma-quit brutal. Of course, I went back and got the trophy eventually, but not without suffering, even if it's my favorite game in the series. Good luck with this blistering challenge. Difficulty, 10 out of 10. Well, that will do it for this list. If you have your own hardest trophies you'd wish to discuss, please do so. If you'd like to leave a comment in general, I'd like to hear from you. Until next time, fare thee well.